in DLC, good God. But no DLC in this match as we have RJ Samus versus Mr. E rocking the Lucina as always.
Excited to see Mr. E spawning in the bracket, only one win away from Winterside top 8. Always happy to have him join us, and we'll see if he comes out on top in this set as RJ's just throwing out some more bombs, creating a minefield for Mr. E to traverse.
I love E's patience typically. He's a player that absolutely does not get worn down in the mental side of any kind of a zoning matchup like this. I'd love to see if he's going to be able to make it through RJ's barrage, though. RJ, a player that we are very familiar with at Xanadu, has made his name quite a few times, and look at that recovery right there. RJ just ever so tantalizingly floating out of Mr. E's clutches.
That was so close. Mr. E was one forward smash or maybe another back air away from really taking that stock, but RJ slippery when need to be and finding some percentage to back it up, but not enough because Mr. E is kind of holding on to this aggression, holding on to this percentage lead overall.
Just about a full stock lead for E right now. RJ hasn't really felt like he's gotten this range game to work. He's doing a really good job just using just solid defensive gameplay centered around shields to neutralize a lot of these projectiles. I love the Zair usage though all of a sudden by RJ. That's the one move you've got that can unilaterally outrange Lucina. May as well go ahead and put that to use.
Yeah, Falchion is nice, but it's not a very long sword, something like Sephiroth or Cloud or Ike. So having that Zair to really kind of poke and prod at Mr. E somewhat safely, always a powerful tool to use. And RJ also ready to scrap. You can see RJ mixing in some normals and whatnot, and just some aerials, trying to find a good kill option, as 111% means it's definitely time for RJ to start sealing this stock up.
It feels like RJ's game plan is usually to use projectiles less as a tool to force people to approach and more as a tool to force them to jump, so that you can punish that with things like forward air and Zair. I feel like in this matchup you might have a little bit of a harder time with that, but just never having a fully charged projectile and never really connecting too well right now is RJ. He is having a heck of a time applying any pressure. Mr. E, calm, cool, collected. This man is a wall out here, and RJ missing a couple of these attacks. I wonder if that's going to come back to bite him.
Mr. E is already scoping out those techs, trying to find quick and easy stocks, and we'll see if anything's quick and easy here, avoiding the charge shot just barely and looking to take RJ second really quick. Mr. E is just a master of keeping himself alive and causing problems. 168%, even an up throw from Samus will kill at this point, so anything. But no, it's the dash attack. Finally, RJ's on the board here.
And in a good string to go ahead and start off the second stock at 40% already on Mr. E just from the errant projectile connecting. One up air and E lands aggressively, doesn't auto-cancel that down air. Gets punished, but the forward air forces RJ to edge. A second one punishing RJ's aggressive option. Is he going to go off stage? No, just going for the edge trapping situation, but RJ fighting his way back with a dash attack.
174% means it's pretty brutal. RJ needs to try to hold on as best they can. Mr. E just trying to scope out that ledge trap, not really finding anything, but just sending RJ from coast to coast, never giving them a moment to really relax. And hopefully one good hit is just found here for Mr. E so they can just end it, because slowly but surely, RJ's clawing their way back in this game with this percentage.
That's the problem, is I don't feel like E's hit for quite some time with anything other than something like a forward air or a neutral air, but finally getting the landing aerial right there to clean that up. Almost at 200 though, that does not bode well. You can't allow a projectile character to live that late. They will get back in the game. Just could be a death by 1,000 cuts type of situation here. He's juggling RJ pretty well right here. RJ manages to get down using the Morphball to get back and out of disadvantage again. Most off stage, are we going to get the ledge trap situation? No, both Morphballs miss, and a great get-up attack.
I like that awareness, Mr. E. And quick dash attack, though. RJ down 75%. 90% now down but not out. Mr. E needs to start cleaning it up real quick before RJ bites back with enough force to really take the game in its entirety. And RJ can definitely make it happen. They've done a great job at peppering Mr. E with percentage over the the past few stocks from trying to keep themselves alive in the meanwhile. Mr. E searching, Mr. E hunting for this stock here, trying to close the gap. But again, RJ's just working so hard to make sure that, yeah, I'm tough to kill and you're going to have to fight for it.
Down air, he gets it!
Oh, God!
RJ, the aggressive option. It felt like he only had one opportunity to land that blow, and he seized it. What a play.
Full respect to RJ. They're finding the miracle down air, finding a way to just absolutely blast Mr. E, putting RJ up a game here. And already. You know, Mystery was doing so great that entire game, not really always capitalizing on getting those stocks in a timely fashion, but just rough overall just to have it at the lead, just for it to slip through your fingers like that.
That's always a rough one to lose because it feels like Samus is a character that just so rarely do they actually play with momentum. Do they just charge in at you? So that sudden change of pace, that sudden acceleration when you're used to him slamming on the brakes, that is the difference between night and day. And it is so hard to change up your playstyle to react like that. I love it when RJ just manages that explosive option at the perfect time.
It's pretty fun, and no one ever really expects it, but Mr. E's biting back very strong at the gate, 100% in the lead right now, trying to just snipe out RJ as fast as possible, not finding the forward smash, but still just doing what they can. And honestly, I'd be ready to start taking stocks too if I lost game 1 like that.
Exactly. Perhaps you want to go ahead and end this man a little bit sooner than 180%. Already at 120 right now, though. Another forward air. And notice that E isn't going off stage anymore. He's just trying to ledge trap. He went so aggressive the first couple stocks of game 1, but he got absolutely nothing out of it. So I think he feels as though his path to victory relies on just catching one of RJ's options at edge and getting an early kill. He hasn't been too successful there either.
It's true. RJ's done a great job overall just getting past the traps Mr. E sets at ledge, trying to be careful. Just quick rolls around, using the movement that Samus has to just avoid the problem entirely. But Mr. E's just not doing too great. They have amazing percentage lead, but then there's these long periods of time where Mr. E's just not finding anything.
And again, just the roll on, and Mr. E can't cover it. These neutral air attempts at edge have not been panning out. And RJ at 168, we've seen this story before, but this time the up B out of shield seals that one for E.
So far, so good. 100% Mr. E. RJ is definitely looking for a stock pretty soon, and it's the up smash, of course, that does the trick. My goodness. And again, Mr. E worked so hard at the beginning of this game to get a 100% lead on RJ, just for RJ to really even it up by the factor of Mr. E being unable to find the kill. RJ's elusiveness is really netting them this positivity, even though they're losing a lot of trades.
That's the thing about some characters, that you don't need to win neutral 100 times, you need to win it 3 times. And right now, that's kind of what it feels like. RJ is very content to just peck away at Mr. E, get one of those early damage strings. But right now, Mr. E just needs to make more money out of these edge trap situations. Like right now, he's got RJ off stage, no jump, has to use the up B, but can't get the 2-frame. So RJ just, again, double jumps, uses the morph balls, tries to bait an option on an E. Good up tilt, though. Another up air. How does RJ actually get down? He uses the platform phenomenally. And then just reverses on E, and now he's in the advantageous position.
Okay, this is similar to what we saw last time with RJ down a large percentage, but Mr. E still kind of scraping, trying to find something, not really being able to find it. And RJ slowly but surely tacking on percentage. Charge shot almost full. Can definitely make a play happen here if Mr. E isn't careful. And a lot of percentage right now on both characters. That's...
Look at the difference between when Mr. E gets a hit and when RJ gets a hit. Usually when Mr. E hits an up air or an up tilt or something, he gets 1 or 2 hits and then it's reset to neutral. RJ won 1 neutral interaction, got 70% out of it, won another with a stray back air, and got a kill out of it. He just makes every neutral win so much more impactful than Mr. E's Lucina, and then misses the forward smashes E. That was a stock on a silver platter. This is starting to fall away from Lucina. This is not a character that you typically think of for explosive plays, and when you're at 90% on your last stock against a projectile character like RJ's Samus, it's so difficult to claw your way back in this.
Even RJ's looking for something fancy here. You can tell him trying to get in Mr. E's head a bit, and Mr. E is just not able to find anything, just hoping, just praying to find themselves on the board. It's the Nair from center stage that does the trick. Finally, 176% in. RJ taking a second to compose themselves, realizing that they have the lead right now. All they need to do is just relax. Because
that shield was so low. I think he was going to go for like a fully charged charge shot to try to break it right there. But now this is when you can't get over aggressive. If RJ tries to like just be a little bit too fancy and just play with Mr. E a little bit too much, that is how this man gets back into this game. Goes for the jab forward smash, no punish from E though.
Overall, it's RJ trying to find that win con, and Mr. E is playing so patient right now, all things considered, just not trying to overextend. They have 2.5 minutes on the clock. Of course, you can spend your time trying to find something, and that's what we saw. The shield is too small and just getting shield poked by the charge shot.
Dash attack through the roll in. Is that going to do it? It will. RJ
love that.
up 2-0 over Mr. E. What a statement victory. It looked like at the start of game one that this was going to slip out of RJ's hands. Mr. E seemed calm, cool, collected, and in control. But no, in the end, RJ Samus comes up on top.
Always tough to see Mr. E spawn into brackets so far in, only to fall into losers from someone like RJ. But RJ's going to sit pretty versus Jake in winner side top 8, while Mr. E has to contend in that loser.